microscopic tag be implanted in a person's body to track his every movement. There's actual discussion about that. You will rule on that, mark my words, before your tenure is over. Can brain scans be used to determine whether a person is inclined toward criminality or violent behavior? You will rule on that.
There were plenty of revisions of the law, but the final bill that President Barack Obama signed and Chief Justice John Roberts upheld was H.R. 4872, Reconciliation Act of 2010. Now this is very important because H.R. 3200 got passed out for House Republican Bill H.R. 4872, which is a reconciliation bill section 2521, which reads, the Secretary shall establish a national medical registry, in this subsection referred to as registry, to facilitate analysis of post-market safety and outcomes data on each device that is A, is or has been used in or on a patient, B, is B1, a Class 2 medical device, B2, a Class 2 device that is implantable, life-supporting, and life-sustaining. This healthcare mandate allows the federal government to implant every American citizen with a RFID implantable device.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
As we can all see, the death penalty is a hot ticket item in the news once again. Only this time, they are using all sorts of methods, from bad science to outright lies, to get the people to rethink on how the U.S. government should be killing people on death row now. And this is why, by the way, a certain video was leaked years ago of a man being electrocuted in Georgia, wherein they purposely kept the sponge on his head dry, so as to cause him to writhe in pain for a few minutes, as well as ignite in flame. That video allowed for legislation that eventually brought about the legal option for the guillotine for all death row inmates in Georgia. So, seeing how successful their efforts were in Georgia to bring about the option for prisoners on death row to choose guillotines as a way to die, as expected, they are now spewing all sorts of new lies and bad science once again, but this time they're going nationwide with it. In fact, just yesterday, the well-controlled media posted the following article in the Washington Post. Here it is. The headline reads, guillotine firing squads better than lethal injection, says prominent federal judge. Now listen to what it says here in the article. It says, executions are brutal, savage events, and if society wants to carry them out, it ought to stop pretending otherwise. Forget about lethal injections and return to more primitive and foolproof methods, like the guillotine, or on second thought, the firing squad. And by the way, we also see this article and video on NBC News website as well. This one actually has a video on this site too, as well, in regards to lethal injection and how they're pushing talking points regarding how painful it is and whatever. And yes, on this page too, they even mentioned the botched execution of Clayton Lockett in Oklahoma back in April of this year, as well as others as talking points that affirm the federal judge's opinion that guillotines should be considered. And yes, I know, he also mentions firing squads, but it's obvious. He's only saying that to take the onus off the obvious prophetic implications of the guillotine. Everyone knows a firing squad can cause much pain if their aim isn't dead on. And so his original comments actually nullify the use of a firing squad, but he said it anyway so as to not be so obvious when it comes to Rome's demand for the guillotine. So the cleaner and more effective use of the guillotine will no doubt be considered and then legalized across the nation. How do I know this is fact? It says in Revelation 20.
want to be here. Please help me.
Patty, we don't want you to be here either. My sister just threw her life away for a God that doesn't even exist. Life is real, Patty. Can't you see? The guillotine is real. Please take the mark. Patty, please.
Take the mark!
Please.
Patty Jo Myers, do you wish to renounce your faith in your God and receive your identification either on your right hand or in your forehead as set forth by Brother Christopher in Article 17A? If so, answer I do, and you will be returned to your rightful place in society.
In April, Barack Obama insulted small-town Americans, saying they're bitter and cling to their guns and religion. It wasn't the first time Senator Obama insulted Americans of faith. In 2006, Obama mocked and ridiculed the books of Leviticus, Deuteronomy, even laughing at the Sermon on the Mount, taking those passages painfully out of context.
Should we go with Leviticus, which suggests slavery is okay? Or we could go with Deuteronomy, which suggests stoning your child? Or should we just stick to the Sermon on the Mount, a passage that is so radical that it's doubtful that our own Defense Department would survive its application?
Then Senator Obama had this to say.
Folks haven't been reading their Bible.
And the band played on.